Hey guys, welcome back to Faith's Closet. I'm Michelle Faith, and today we will be doing a story time actually. So I have a few errands to run, and I just wanted to do a quick story time with you guys. And today's story time will be about, some of you may not really care why I joined, but there are others that do. So I thought today would be a great day to just share with you guys why I joined the military. I got pregnant with my oldest in high school. It was the end of my 11th grade year, going into my senior year, and I found out that I was pregnant with Armani. I already knew that I did not want to abort my child, so I knew I wanted to have her. I didn't know she was a she at the time, but I knew I didn't want to abort my baby. The school didn't want me to stay there because I was pregnant, and of course that's not a good look. So they, connected me with a alternative school down there for women or young girls that were pregnant or that had babies already, which I had never experienced anything like that. But I quickly found out, and I chose to leave and go to Cope, which is the name of the school. So I spent the majority of my senior year at Cope, and I'm very grateful for the school. I learned a lot of things while I was there, but I was just there because it was safer for me, being pregnant and everything. Bunch of resources, and I'm definitely grateful, but that's not where I wanted to stay. So once I had my daughter, after my 6 weeks, I was like back at Mass Academy because I wanted to walk in my class. So I did. I graduated. So that was that. So at the time I got married, I've got to tell y'all, I got married at 17 too, y'all. Ooh, that's another story for another day. But I got married at 17, big belly pregnant. I want to say I was about 7. No, I was probably like 8 months, something like that. But I was huge, and I got married at 17. But we'll tell that story another day if you guys are interested. So I graduated from high school, and Armani was 3 months old, and she was up there in the seats cheering me on, and that was a great accomplishment. And for any young woman, a woman that's out there that might be watching this video, and might find themselves pregnant, a teenager in high school, or just pregnant and not really didn't really plan to get pregnant but got pregnant, because just know that it's not the end of the world. You're not the first, and you won't be the last, and you definitely can make it. All my children are my motivation. All my children encourage me and inspire me, but I'm gonna tell y'all something. My daughter, Armani, is the reason why I joined the Marine Corps. Okay, that's the reason why I joined the military. She is the reason why I made that decision. Okay, I want to say that everything that I do to better myself is to let her know that having her was never a mistake, that she never stopped me from accomplishing or doing anything that I wanted to do for myself before I got pregnant with her. Being in the Marine Corps was not one of those things that I wanted to do. However, it became one of those things that I needed to do for her. All right, so let's get into the story. Faith, but I had to get y'all the see, I know kind of like what's going on, why, I had to do that first before I just jumped into exactly why I chose to go to the Marine Corps, because sometimes you need a little bit of background. Okay, so Armani and Isaiah's dad is 7 years older than me, so y'all do the math. I know, but he's 7 years older than me, and pretty much when we got married, I was in high school and everything. He literally took care of me, and Armani. And we were at a place in our marriage, and I want to say he was at a place where, like, you know, he was putting me out with her, you know, and I would go stay at my godparents' house. And it was just like, just a lot of uncertainty, of feeling like, you know, like I'm pretty much at this man's will, like, you know, what's going on. And I just realized, like, I wasn't in a position to support and take care of our money by myself. Like, if something was to happen, like, I needed someone else to help me support her. And that's just not where I wanted to be anymore in my life. And as you grow older, like, yeah, I was 17. I was a kid, okay? Let's remember that. Like, I was a kid, had no business getting pregnant and having a baby, let alone having sex. But as I grew older, I realized, like, I just wanted so much more for her than Miami-Dade, inner city, and everything that includes, okay? So fresh out of high school, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go to the military. I went to talk to the Air Force, talk to the Marine Corps, and when I went and talked to the Marine Corps, like, my test scores was great. However, 3 months after I had my baby, I still was a little shunky. So I needed to drop some pounds in order to join. So I was like, well, maybe it's not for me, whatever. Their dad put me out again with their money, and I was living with my godmother. And, you know, I was just through, and I was just feeling like a failure, like a bad mom. Like, I was feeling horrible. Parker was hiring. I went down there and I got the job. I walked in and, like, I flew through the process. I got hired on the spot. And I took the position to do an overnight stock clerk, and pretty much I worked from 11 to 7 in the morning, and it was absolutely amazing. So me being up all those hours at night, working, slinging boxes off the truck, loading them, putting the merchandise on the floor, I, like, dropped the weight without me even noticing that I dropped the weight. I had gotten down to like 135, 36 pounds, I think it was. And I was just like, you know what? Like, after that last can't put your names like that. But after the last incident with my children's dad, the oldest two dad, I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna go and apply and see what happens. I didn't tell anyone. I just went and I did it. Made weight, ow. You know, flew through the test, ow. And I was like, I want to leave as soon as possible, whenever I can. I went in January, and I did the delay entry program. That was February 22nd, I believe, of 2007, and I left March 26th of 2007. And that was the best decision for me and mine. Isaiah and Amari came later on, but Monty was definitely my reason for joining the Marine Corps. And I just wanted to, if something ever happened, which things did occur, and those will be stories for another day, if there is something that you want to do, even if, you know, there's people around you that may think that you cannot do it, that doesn't matter to me. I did everything. It was just like, hey, I'm leaving to go to the military. That's when my family really found out. And a lot of, you know, we didn't really know no one that went to the military at the time. Iraq was popping, so, like, they definitely didn't want me to go. I did have the opportunity to deploy while I was in, but I had to do something for me and mine, and that's what I did. And I took the step out on faith, and I did it, and I'm glad I did it. You know, definitely was for the better for me and mine. So I want to say that if there's something that you want to do, it doesn't matter how small it is, do it. If there is, if you feel like there's something more out there for you, then go find it. You know, don't sit around and listen to the people and the naysayers. And that, don't get me wrong, I don't want everyone to think that, oh, you know, her family was naysayers. No, when you don't know something, sometimes you can fear those things. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know. It's uncharted territory. And I feel like all of that, like, oh, you know, the fear of it came from love. You know, they didn't want anything to happen to me. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes you have to step out on faith, on yourself, and believe in you that you can do something. I'm not going to say that my military career was easy. I won't say that at all. However, the reason why I joined helped me get through the 13 years that I was in and got out and retired. You understand what I'm saying? Armani, and then as Isaiah came along and Amari came along, my children are the reason why I made it through the military and I stayed in for as long as I did. But if I would have never stepped out on myself, because it wasn't like Armani was in boot camp with me, you know, boot camp was 13 weeks, I was gone. Like, there was no communication. I got pictures in the mail. It wasn't like she was there with me. It was all me, and me really sitting in this little crock pot and dealing with faith and what I really can do and can't do. So I just want to say, if there's something out there, whether it's starting a business, writing a book, creating a fashion line, becoming a motivational speaker, what else? Starting a restaurant or a food truck, or just start selling plates, or whatever that is. Nails, going to school, bettering yourself, whatever that is that's going to push you into the next level for you. Step out on faith and do it. You are more than enough to do that. You know what I mean? Like, even for myself, like, I'm talking to me too right now. Like, I am more than enough to take my YouTube channel to the next level. You understand what I'm saying? Like, the only person that's literally in my way is me. And for most of us, and for a lot of us, a lot of times we're the ones that's not believing in ourselves, which is why we're stagnant and we're not going anywhere. But just believe in you. So that's my motivational tip on that. Like, and what I feel like I took from me just stepping out on faith. I really truly in that moment believed that I can do it for faith, and Armani benefited from that.